Hello, am I live finally? Hello, hello, hello. It's Sunday night. Sunday night live with Dr. Darnise. Whatever reason, YouTube is giving me the blues about trying to come on here. So I'm a little delayed. Were you here waiting for me? It looks like somebody might have been here waiting for me. So sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like there's a little lag or something going on with the YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, y'all. Hello, hello. I was just saying that it looked like there were some technical difficulties with YouTube and coming on here live. I was trying to get on, I couldn't get on. So anyway, hello, hello. Sunday night. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here. We're going to talk about angels. Somebody had asked me in another live about angels because I talked about doing some angel, working with some angels, kind of like some angel magic. It's not really magic, but we'll call it that. And so I thought I would talk a little bit about that this evening. I am shuffling the cards right now because we do a reading at the top of the hour for the collective. So I'm doing a tarot shuffle. Something else. Uh, while I'm waiting, I guess I will say this. I have a group starting, and some folks might be interested in it. It is a group coaching program that I have going on. Now, this is for my spiritual entrepreneurs, for my writers, for my spiritual teachers, thought leaders, what have you. And you know you need some accountability. You know you need some help getting your business structure underneath you, right? So that you can serve more people. Sales is service. So you really have to put yourself out there. And a lot of times, spiritual people are not comfortable with that. And so, what my group is about is helping you get yourself together as a business, right? And accountability. So, we meet twice a month. Um, it'll either be a Saturday or a Sunday. I got a few people right now who are interested. So, we're planning mid May. And so, if you're interested in that, then put in the comments. Um, Group or interested in group or something like that. I'm interested in the group, and then I'll be able to get back with you. So yeah, that's just one of the things I have going on. Is want to let people know what else I'm doing because I'm coaching. I have group coaching going on, and I also do individual consultations. So at least for now, okay. Anyway, let's get to this reading. And let's see, the cards are the Chariot. The Chariot reminds us that we are in control of our own lives, that we are literally in the driver's seat, and that we have power. If you look up close at this charioteer, like he is dressed in all kinds of symbolic garments, right? The crown, the apron that he's wearing, the sash, like all of those things are, related to going through some type of initiation. On his shoulders, he's got the moon, he's got the sun on his head. So he is empowered, right? And then he has the two sphinxes there, which can represent the duality of life. Um, and it lets us know that we have control. It's a reminder card. The Chariot is a reminder that we are in control. We're in the driver's seat of our own life. So there's that card. There's the Moon card. Again, collective energies here. So the Moon card, something is underneath the surface that is trying to come up. You notice that there's a lobster or something there in the water. And it is trying to come up, right? Up underneath the water. The water always represents emotion. So there's something on an emotional level that needs to come up for our attention. Okay. And the moon itself obviously can refer to, emotions and, shining a light in this case on those things that are trying to emerge. So together then, what do we got with the Chariot and the Moon? We're in charge if we will pay attention to our own intuition, right? Let your own intuition, the things bubbling up from the surface, let that come up and be a inspiration into how you run with your life, how you run with things. I have a Knight of Pentacles, slow moving pentacle here, slow moving knight. That means he takes his time. He's very thoughtful. The pentacle is about things to do with the material world, money, things to do with our material well-being. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving, meaning thoughtful, maybe too slow moving. Do you need to take charge and actually move ahead, right? Like, are you being too cautious, right? When really you have what you need in your hand, it may be time to just hit the road, step on the gas, and let's go. Maybe time for that. And some people will be afraid. It's the death card. It's the death card. What's the death card mean? The death card just means it's time for a change, time to transform something, time to transform something in your life. So what do you need to maybe go within about? What do you need to go within about? Uncover something that needs to be dealt with, and transform it. Transform it and take control of your life and go in the direction you want to go. Maybe that's it. And then on the other side of that is the Ten of Pentacles, which is the card of fruition, of abundance, of fertility, of all the good things, an abundant life. So after going through this transformation that looks like it could be the end, it's not the end, it's a transformation. After moving through that, taking things into your own hands with this Chariot card and getting in a driver's seat, it leads to abundance here. So even though things can look all kind of crazy, right? Like a death card could look like, what is that? It just means it's time to make a change. Let some things go, because once you do that and take control over, the Charioteer is about being in control in the driver's seat of your own life, then it leads you to your abundance, right? This card here is all about abundance, family, all the things that make up a good life. All right, so hey, and I said, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let me know you're here. I said tonight we're going to be talking about angels. I mentioned doing some work with the angels before, like a ritual with the angels, and somebody had asked me to say more about that. So that's what I'm going to do, and talking about the Shem angels in particular, but angels in general. So let me know in the chat if you have ever heard of the Shem angels. The full name is the Shem HaMephoresh, the Shem HaMephoresh. So it is Hebrew. We're going into the ancient traditions of Jewish mysticism when we talk about the Shem HaMephoresh, right? In particular, we'll be looking at the book of Exodus, right? So from the Hebrew tradition, the mystical tradition tells us that there is more than just surface religion. The mystics of the Kabbalah, right? Jewish mysticism tells us to go within and do our inner spiritual work, to have our own relationship with the divine. You could be doing your doing your religion on the surface, right? You could go to church, you go to temple, whatever you do, you can do things outwardly and it have no effect on you because you don't feel connected. But when you take on a mystical path, it is taking on a practice that means something on the inside. It's about ritual for yourself. It's about connecting. And so this tradition of the Shem HaMephoresh, or Shem angels, 72 Shem angels that we are talking about, 72 angels. And they are each associated with having a particular office, a divine office or role. Think of it as a job title. So let me know if you've heard of this, right? They each have a sort of job title. And you've heard of this. Like you know about angels, at least in general. People talk about the Archangel Michael and the Archangel Gabriel and Raphael and all them. Seraphim and the cherubim, and we see these angels that are depicted as little cherub babies, right? So we all have an understanding about the realm of angels, right? And that the angels are there to help us, and we have to be the ones, however, to open the door, right? And to ask for divine help through the angels. Angels don't impose, right? So it's up to us to open up and invite or invoke angelic help into our realm. And so, some people, a lot of Catholics in particular, they have a whole way in which they relate to different angels. We're told that if you read the Bible, right, we're told in the Garden of Eden that once Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden, that then the entrance to the garden was blocked, right, by the seraphim. The angels blocked Adam and Eve from coming back into the garden. Once they're expelled from the garden, really think of that as a metaphor. Really think of the Garden of Eden as really an allegory, I should say, an allegory. It's a story that is meant to tell more than the literal story. Because who was there to name these people Adam and Eve? Really? And if you know Hebrew, it's a whole, the names mean something entirely different. Anyway, but we're used to understanding the story of the Garden of Eden as people who have sinned against God, and then they got punished and sent out into the world. And the angels are blocking their way so they can't come back. Now, in an allegorical and a spiritual sense, what we know was happening in the story of the Garden of Eden is that we all have to leave the nest at some point. God has created humanity, and God says you have to get out there and grow in the image and likeness of God, right? You can't sit in here in the romper room that is the Garden of Eden and do nothing, right? There comes a time when we all have to leave our parents' house. There comes a time when you have to mature and get out, right? So the Garden of Eden story could be looked at as that. God said it is time for y'all to get out and grow, right? So now the angels are blocking because, of course, picture yourself when you were maybe kindergarten and your parents dropped you off at kindergarten the first day, or preschool, if you remember, and you were scared. And so what you wanted to do was run back to the arms of your parents. You want to run back out the door with them. Like, they can't just leave you with these strange people, right? So it's normal that humans want to run back to what we know. We want to go back into the comfort zone. We want to stay in the bosom of comfort. But there's no growth there. And God says, there's no growth there. It's time for you to go. And I will block the way with the angels. Okay, so we are surrounded by, a knowledge about the angels and that this angelic realm exists. So how are we as humans to interact with this angelic realm? How are we as humans to interact with this angelic realm? And so one of the ways I'll be talking about in terms of the way people work with the Shem angels, the Shem HaMepharesh, I'll be sharing with you a ritual that I do, which is very powerful. It's very powerful. And anyway, so I'll be sharing that with you, which is very simple, though. It's a very simple, basic prayer, really. But I'm just giving you a little background on what I mean by the Shem angels, the Shem HaMepharesh, and how this particular tradition has come into being, as opposed to just kind of working with the general knowledge of angels and archangels and stuff like that. And some people have a little figurine of Michael, and Michael always has a sword, right? Well, the Shem HaMepharesh are these 72 angels, and their names represent the 72 attributes of God. right? 72. So they represent, their names are like 3 Hebrew letters, and they represent different attributes of God. And so we can go to them for their particular role, for their particular job. What job do you have need of help? What kind of help do you need? Do you need more money? Do you need more love in your life? Do you need help, intellectually, because you're somebody who's a student? Maybe you're studying for the bar exam. Maybe you're studying for your real estate license, your insurance license, whatever. If you're doing something intellectual, right? The Shem angels cover the gambit of human need. And so we get this tradition, the Shemhan Mephresh, from, as I said, from the Bible. And so I have a Bible here, and they each have a Bible verse from the book of Psalms, right? So now the larger understanding is, okay, how do we even get these names of God? Where does that come from? It comes from the book of Exodus, right? So I'm giving y'all a lesson here on the Shemha Mephresh, and letting you know where you can find this. I mean, you can search YouTube and find a much deeper study than I'm giving you here, because I'm going to give you this ritual and then I'm going to get off here. But of course, I need to tell you something about what it is, right? So if you go to Exodus 14, Lord, of course, I do not have my glasses. I need my reading glasses. But I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there, y'all. 14, Exodus 19. Okay, Exodus 19, verses 14 through 19. Yes, Exodus 19, 14 through 19. And in that text from Exodus, we have a series of sentences that form 72 characters. This gets a little esoteric. It gets a little bit esoteric and deep, but I want to give you at least a little bit of the background before I tell you how to work this. Okay. And so if you read that scripture, now if you don't read Hebrew, it's not apparent, but in the Hebrew, these words wrap around, we read Hebrew from right to left, right? They wrap around in such a way, a very unique way. There's a very unique pattern to how this scripture wraps around. And so Jewish people, and using the Kabbalah, right, the mystical branch of Judaism, have determined that each of these words can be broken down into sets of 3 Hebrew letters. Those 3 Hebrew letters all represent one name of God. They all represent, so every name has 3 Hebrew letters. They represent a name of God. So we can call upon God using the name of one of these angels. You get me? You can contact God. You can have a connection with God by calling upon one of these angels. Their names are you could just say there's 72 names for God. 72. Now, the Muslims have, what do they call it? The 99 names of God. And their mystical tradition is called Sufism, right? The Sufi tradition of Islam also recognizes that there are 99 names of Allah, and you can have a prayer ritual. They call it a zikr in the Sufi tradition, where you get together and you basically chant the 99 names of Allah. Well, in the Jewish tradition, they recognize 72 names of God, and those names are the names of angels. You can call upon these angels for the different things that you might like, want, or need. Each of them has a, I'm gonna put a link in the chat here because I want you to have access to this. Oh gosh. All right, well, I hope I'm still on. My camera went black for a sec. So let me try to get back over here. Okay. Ooh. Here I come. I'm back. My camera went black for a minute. Okay. I put there in the chat a link to a document that further explains the Shem angels, and it gives you a listing of all of them. Gives you a listing of all of them so you can read and see what each one's job is, what each one's office is. So you can see, oh, if I have this need, I can go to this angel. If I have this need, I can go to this angel, Shem angel. So I put that in the link for you. You can check it out when you have time. Now, how do you do it? You want to ask me, how do you do it? Okay. That's about what I'm about to tell you. I have had really good experience with this. I have to say also, what is this note? Sometimes I write notes and I have no idea. When I look back, I'm like, what is this note about? Okay. What you want to do when you figure out which of the Shem angels you want to work with, and they're each, we're not going to go that deep into it, but I was going to say you can follow them through the different months of the year, through the different months of the year. They have angels that are specifically, that you can specifically, hello, curves, that you can go to for specific areas of a month, but you don't even have to do that. This is how simple this is. This is how simple it is. It does not have to be an elaborate ritual. This is basically an invocation or a prayer for a certain angel to come into your life and help you. Okay? What do you need? You need the name of the particular Shem angel. I put in the link over there. You can go and, click that link. The person has written an entire paper, right? An academic paper on the background about Shem angels and a whole listing so you can see all 72 of them. And the scripture reference that goes with them. It comes from the book of Psalms. So, depending on what you want to do, you will see, oh, okay, I want more money. I want help with health. I want help with, I'm going to go take that bar exam, right? Who is the angel that, oversees intellectual kind of things? Let me get with that angel and recite their psalm. So here's what you do. You just get a white candle. Now, I believe in always call upon your ancestors because, I do hoodoo. So I believe in include your ancestors in this. So what you want to do is you want to have a candle, preferably a white candle, glass of water. Maybe you have some pictures. Maybe you have your ancestor altar already. Right? I hope you have your ancestor altar already. Make sure they're good. Light their candle, bring them some water, acknowledge the ancestors. Then what you want to do is have a separate white candle. You light it, you start to recite the name of the angel that you're working with, the Shem angel that you're working with, right? That's why I gave you the list in the chat. You can read it for yourself. And then it'll tell you which psalm goes with them. Which psalm. So you read their psalm verse, right? So something like, you're calling upon the angel by name, you're reading the psalm verse, read it 3 times, and then you make your request because that's part of their job description. And then you read the psalm again. And then you say thank you. You express gratitude that it's already done. If you want to be fancy, you could have some incense too. If you know how to make a sigil, you might make a sigil. If you don't worry about that. Don't even worry about it. Get you a candle, get you the book, a Bible, and make sure you know which one you're dealing with and what their psalm is, and you just recite it. You recite it 3 times. Call upon their name, read the psalm 3 times, give thanks and gratitude. Peace out. Let the candle just go. Don't go and blow the candle out. Definitely not. If you really like, I can't leave the candle burning. You snuff it out. You get one of those candle snuffers. You never blow out a candle when you're doing a ritual. Never blow out a candle. So you want to, if you have to leave the house, you don't feel comfortable then with it going, then you snuff it out, which is also why I say you can get, those little tea light candles. Get your tea light candle because they're, little, and because you're gonna, yeah, 5-star review. That you're gonna need to leave or something. You don't want to leave a candle, but if you get one of those little tea lights, then they burn in like a couple hours. I like to get the deeper tea lights, and they burn for 6 hours. If you have a glass candle, the big glass candles that you can get in most grocery stores now, or Botanica metaphysical store, those obviously are going to burn for days. But again, if you don't feel comfortable leaving that candle burning, then if you have kids or pets, then you absolutely cannot. And then you have to snuff it out, even just put a cover over it of something non-flammable. But yeah, you don't want to blow it out. You blow it out, you blow away. Now, I'll also tell you that when you're using these shorter or smaller candles that burn off pretty quickly, you want to do this ritual, or any ritual where you're doing a candle. If you're doing any kind of candle magic, you need a candle that is substantial. If you're only using a little one or the little chime ones, then you need to do it every day. You need to make it a part of your regular ritual, because candle magic already is like that, right? It's powerful for short bursts, just like a flame. Short bursts. So if you're like, I need help, I need help. So maybe you want to do it every day for a week. I have been working with this Shem angel, and I would tell y'all, I don't even know how much I could tell. I'm not trying to tell my personal business. I'm already sharing way too much on these platforms. Let's just say I have had a financial blessing. I had a financial blessing with more opportunity attached to it almost immediately, within the same day or the next day. I'll tell you something that's not that personal. I said, I gotta find myself a new eye doctor. I need a new optometrist, right? So since I moved to a new city, I don't have an optometrist, and I need to get some new contacts. And so this morning before I left the house, I was like, because I'm on my last contact. I don't like to wait till I'm on my last contact, but I'm on my last contact in my face right now. I said, I got to find an eye doctor, right? An optometrist. And I was like, I just can't remember where I've ever seen one. So I did my ritual before I left the house. I did my ritual. And I also use an orange candle. I mentioned to y'all orange candles all the time because those are road openers. They remove obstacles. If you feel like there's obstacles along the way, you want an orange candle to be going at the same time, right? Orange candle, white candle. So I have those going. And I said, I need you to just show me where there's an optometrist. Because I haven't even seen, in my mind, I could, how you think about, oh, I know there's one over here. I know there's a thing over here. I haven't even seen one that I can recall. So today I go to my little workout class, right? Bar, y'all call. I know it's about pure bar. Anyway, I go across the street because I had to stop at the grocery store for a minute. And in this whole big shopping center, there's all these other shops, right? I don't usually pay attention to the other shops in there. And I mean, I've glanced around. Now, the parking lot was so full today in the grocery store that I had to park somewhere kind of away from the door of the grocery store in front of the what? The optometrist. And I just pull into the place because, again, full parking lot. Y'all, I don't like grocery shopping. I do not like grocery shopping. And when I go into a grocery parking lot and if it is full, I will often leave because I'm like, if it's this crowded out here in the parking lot, it's going to be crowded in there and I don't like it. I will go to another store. I will come back another day. Yes, I will. So I'm driving around this parking lot and it's full. And I'm thinking, how much do I need this stuff? I could get this stuff tomorrow, right? And then I was like, oh, I see some parking spaces over there. So I go over there right in front of the optometry. Of course, they're closed because it's Sunday today. As I'm making this, it's a Sunday. But now I know where it is. And it's right where I normally go anyway, to workout places across the street. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, working with these ship angels, as simple as that is, praying a psalm and lighting a candle. And you really want to disconnect from everything else that's going on. So don't have like the TV going or music playing or, a lot of other people all around. You want this to be a sacred, quiet moment where you can focus and pay attention to what it is you're trying to really bring into your life, right? Some people are like, oh, I was doing this and I had this. If your day is busy, you need to find a time where you're going to be able to get quiet, where the house is going to be quiet, right? Find a moment. The whole ritual can only be 5 minutes, it's just 5 minutes, if that. You need to focus, focus, right? And really think about what it is you are trying to manifest and bring into your life. And then you ask the angel, you light the candle. As I said, I like to light the candle for my ancestors too. And then you go on about your day and you give gratitude. You just say, end the prayer with gratitude, go on about your day. I'm telling you, it's been like this. Like, the angels are just waiting. And that's what the spiritual teachings tell us. The angels really are waiting for us to ask for help. They don't just come in, meaning impose, right? I don't know if you remember in the Bible where the archangel Gabriel is appearing to Mary. Hail Mary, full of grace, blessed art thou among women. The Lord has found favor with thee. If you are Catholic, you probably know that already. But the Annunciation, it's called, when the Archangel Gabriel shows up to Mary, he is asking her permission. Mary's response is, yes, let it be done to me as you have said. So God, through this angel, doesn't even just show up and be like, you having this baby. It's a whole ritual. The Archangel Gabriel, who's the angel of the messenger angel, he shows up and asks Mary, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord has, blessed are thee among women, the Lord has found favor with thee, all that preamble. And then this baby news. And she says, yes, let it be done unto me as you have said. So the relationship with the angel is waiting for permission, waiting to be invited in and given permission. We use orange candles to invoke them. No, I use orange candles to clear the way. Orange candles are for road openers, removing obstacles. So I'm just sharing, what else I have on my particular table. You don't have to have an orange candle. It's just, for me, I typically have an orange candle going, and I get those, glass ones if you can find them in the dollar store, 99-cent store, that's where you can really find orange candles. I always say on this channel, get and keep some orange candles, because they can be hard to find, other than if you're going to order from Amazon, of course. But at Halloween, I'm always telling people, yo, when Halloween season, get your orange and your black candles. Stock up on your orange and your black candles, because they're everywhere then. So I like to have the orange candle going. Whatever blocks, remove that, open the pathway, right? Some people like to write on them, like you have a black Sharpie or something, pen, you can write on it. What is it you're trying to open my pathways to this? Maybe you want a new job. Maybe you're trying to get a new car, new house, or whatever. Open the doors to this. Open the roadway to this. Remove any obstacles. And then I have my white candle for the angel invocation. Right. And as I said, be quiet, get yourself in the right mindset, and then make up your mind too that you're going to look around for synchronicities and signs. Don't dismiss things. Like when something seems like it happened, don't just be like, oh, well, that was a lucky break, or oh yeah, look what happened over here. Like I don't know if you were here when I was telling the story about I need to find an optometrist. And angel led me to the door of the optometrist. Now, if I had just said, oh, this optometrist has been here all this time, I pass by here all the time, that's just a coincidence. No, it wasn't. I do pass by there all the time, and I never saw it. I never seen that place before. And I go by all the time. So today, the way I imagine it, the angel said, I'm going to make it so that you nearly run right into this place, because the rest of the parking lot is so crowded. You got to park over here, way over here next to the what? Optometrist. Now you know who to call tomorrow and get your appointment. So, sometimes we think like things have to be, a manifestation has to be something, I don't know, so extraordinary in order for us to acknowledge that it's a manifestation. But when we're talking about our ordinary lives and we want something like a new car, like a new job, like a whatever, we need some more money, whatever it is, those are ordinary things that we need. And so, of course, the way it's going to show up is in an ordinary way. If you're literally waiting for an archangel to come knocking on your door and say, here's your bag of money, you ain't going to get that. I mean, yes, there's a chance, 99% of the chance, 99% of the time, you're not going to get it like that. Hyper rep. 99% of the chance it's not going to show up where God shows up. What would that even look like, right? Oh, Hail Mary, full of grace, blessed art thou. And I always tell people, if you see the Archangel Gabriel coming, run. Because Gabriel is the messenger angel. And if Gabriel shows up, Gabriel is getting ready to tell you something you probably don't want to know. And I say it like that because it's getting ready to upend your whole life. Like whatever plans you had are going out the door because Gabriel has showed up. Right? He's often portrayed with a trumpet. He's about to blow his trumpet and create a whole new plan for you. He's also the angel who recited the Quran, or who appeared to Muhammad in the Muslim tradition. It is Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel, who showed up to Muhammad in that cave to recite the Quran. Again, Muhammad was minding his own self business and probably wasn't expecting that he's going to have to receive dictation of the Quran, like, right? So I'm kind of making light of it, but the angelic realm is powerful. It is energy. Really, the whole universe is energy, right? The angelic realm are energy, but they are at our service, right? We just forget to invite them to the party. We don't use their assistance. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have what I call my higher self. And I call on her 24/7. And again, how much of my personal business do I want to put out in the and she keeps me up 24/7. Like it, and I talked about dreams on one of these live streams already. I talked about dreams, and so my dream life is pretty lit. It's pretty, I'm an intuitive. So if anybody else on here, if you're an intuitive, I don't really say that I'm psychic, but I am definitely intuitive, and I'm always getting downloads. I'm telling you, when I sleep, I'm not asleep. And my mentor says this also, when you go to sleep is when you really wake up. When we wake up in the physical, we're really asleep because this is the matrix, right? When we wake up, we're really going to sleep. When we go to sleep, we really wake up because our spiritual selves are then freer, right? And we can roam, whatever. So, I was talking to someone today, a client or a new client, Again, be careful how I say these. I'm not trying to put people's business out. And before she told me what the deal was, I already kind of knew. Just because I was thinking about it yesterday, I was like, "No, I think she's getting ready to tell me X, Y, Z." We had our call scheduled, and I was like, "I think she's getting ready to tell me this." And I was like, "I even hope that's not what it is. I hope that's not what she's about to tell me." But I think it is. And sure enough, it was. So, we all are that. We all have intuition. A lot of times we just don't pay attention. We dismiss it and we're busy and we're so, our lives are so noisy with the phone, social media, running here and there, doing a million things at once. I can remember little details in my dreams. I've learned how to slow down and just watch for a bit. Yeah, 5-star review. Y'all know I've had premonition type dreams. This is so random. It was so random. Do y'all remember that actor? He recently died, Andre Braugher. Andre Braugher. Am I spelling his name right? Black actor who recently died. You don't know who he is. Google him, you'll see his face. Be like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Well, he recently died. Was it a couple months ago? Well, a week before, I dreamt it. And I say random because I don't keep up with him. I'm not like somebody where I'd be like, oh, I'm such a big fan of his, right? I mean, he was a great actor. He really was a great actor. So I've seen him in many things, appreciated him as an actor, you know. And so I dreamed that he died. And I remember I woke up and I was like, why would I dream? Actually, I went on social media because I was like, well, if it really happened, people are going to be talking about it. So I went on social media and I didn't see nothing about it. And I said, oh, that didn't happen. I said, that did not happen. Because I know I have premonition sometimes. And I'm like, did this happen? And I go on there, nothing. I think later that day or maybe the next day, I told my best friend, I said, let me tell somebody because people won't believe me. But I said, I dreamt this. A week later, news came out he passed. And I was like, now why would I dream that? But when you're intuitive and you cultivate your inner spirituality, then you really do open yourself up to be a conduit. You really do acknowledge that there is a relationship between us and the material in our physical bodies and the non-physical world. You acknowledge it and when you cultivate it because you have a prayer life or you have some type of rituals that you do, you call upon your ancestors or you call upon some angels, then they're coming with more than that, right? And I would say too, now I've given you information on these Shem angels, again, the Shem HaMephoresh. And these are considered, it's considered a very safe practice. Because if you play around in these internet streets, you'll see people trying to invoke all kinds of spirits and servitors and whatnot. I don't play like that. Because why? It's not necessary. But if you if you have somebody, if you're somebody who keeps crystals, keep you a clear crystal quartz and a black crystal, some kind of black, like black tourmaline, onyx. What else am I forgetting? Any of the black crystals, keep them. Those are for protection and grounding. Keep a clear crystal quartz anyway, right? It amplifies energy, it cleanses others. So do I have clear crystal over here and selenite. Selenite is always good for your obsidian. Yes, thank you, 5 stars. That's what I meant. Also, obsidian. Thank you. But selenite is good for your psychic abilities, for your intuition, heightening all of that. Yeah. So, when you're doing this kind of work, it is good to have black stones around you, to even wear them or keep them in your pocket, keep them on your person. It's always good to have black crystals. It's always good. Can't go wrong with that. All right. Well, gosh, that hour's gone pretty quick. But yeah, so if you didn't see the link I put in the chat, scroll up, you will see the link. That is the link to the more full information on the Shem HaMephoresh, the Shem Angels, and listing of each one of them, 72 of them, right? 72. It is a listing of all 72 of them and a description of their office, their divine office. What do they do? You want to call upon the ones that is especially gifted in your area, right? You recite their psalm 3 times and you light the candle and you give thanks and you recite it again and then, call it a day. And then look and notice what is happening in your day. Look and notice what's happening around you. And when you see it, because when I saw that optometrist office, I said, well, thank you, right? The ancestors be spilling prophetic tea in the astral. Yes. Micah, you sound like you know. I happened to see a video yesterday of what is this guy's name? Shaman Durek. Do y'all know him? Shaman Durek. And he pointed out that people use the word shaman too easily, too lightly. And he's like, remember, a person who's a shaman is somebody who has gifts or facility with the spirits. People want to use that word shaman just too casually. And he was like, no, if you're not working with the spirits, then you're not really a shaman. You're doing something else, but you got to really be in here working with the spirit realm. And I don't call myself a shaman at all because I don't want that. No. I have enough to have a glimpse of it, to have that situation of feeling like I am downloading that gift of intuition, premonition. And y'all, I don't even talk about these things my personal that much. I don't, not publicly. I just don't. But where else can I talk about it if, not my own channel, which is called, Religion, History, and Magic, right? Of course. But I really, I talk about things, but I don't necessarily share my own personal experiences. But, child, I don't really sleep like normal people. First of all, I'm a night owl. Then I always say, well, let me go on here and at least lay down. That's what I'll say to myself. Well, just go lay down. Maybe I'll read a little. I'll turn on my Archangel Raphael music. And then the shenanigans begin. And so I go to sleep for a little while and then I wake up. And then it's just a series of that all night of different things that are happening. And it just, in the astrals, sometimes I have out of body experiences, astral projection. Sometimes I do that. I haven't in a long time though. So it's interesting to me that I haven't, but what can I say? But anyway, I would get off here. Thank y'all for hanging out again. As I said, I am doing a group. I have a group forming, group coaching. It is for my spiritual entrepreneurs, authors, creatives, those people who know they need some accountability to get their thing out there. You know, you've been trying to write a book, you know, you've been trying to do this or that thing, and you need some support around it. So I'm doing a group um, inner circle is what I call it, my inner circle. And so I'm working with people who are ready to make that move and learn how to make a business out of it. You know, whatever it is you do, you could put a business structure under what you do, because you know it's got to serve you too. Whatever your gifts are, you have your spiritual gifts, you're helping other people, you're pouring into other people, but it has to support you too. And the way that it supports you is to really do it like a business. Now, if you know, like I already got a job and I don't really need that, I just do it as a hobby or just to help people, that's fine too. But my group is for, my inner circle is for people who want to really make that into a business. And so I give some information about how to do that, how to have an online presence, you know, how to know what to charge. I could teach you, but I have to charge, you know, that song. And what else? Oh, and co-working space. So for people who are like, I never have time, you're trying to write something, or you're trying to, you know, do the research so you can know what you need to do, right? If you're going to start a brick and mortar, do you know what you need to do? Do you know what permits you have to get and all that? But you never have time. Well, in my inner circle, what we do is we get together twice a month, and you use that time. Like I'll do a teaching around mindset or whatever we need. And then, you know, I give people at least 30 to 45 minutes to work on their thing, right? And hopefully people are not only doing it for 30 or 45 minutes, but sometimes we just keep putting it off more and more and more. We keep putting it off. The birthdays keep going. The New Year's just keep coming. We keep saying we want to do the thing, and we don't do the thing. So, you know, may as well have a regular accountability group, inner circle, where you at least are working towards it, right? You're working towards it. So that's what that is. If you're interested in the inner circle, just put in the comments, put group or inner circle. We are starting with this cohort in the middle of May. As I said, twice a month. Yeah, Saturday or Sunday. So let me know about that. Otherwise, what? Join me on Patreon. I got all the commercials now. Everything's in the description box. You can support on Patreon. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me on Sunday evenings. And some of y'all come later, closer to 7. We start at 6. Right? Had a little bit of trouble getting on here today for whatever reason. YouTube was like hating on me. Mercury's still retrograde and wouldn't let me be great and get on here on time. But yeah, 6 o'clock Sundays. All right, that's it. Bye for now. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Go find out about the Shem angels. Bye for now.